Whose Bluetooth is scat?
I have no idea. Whoever owned this truck before me, I guess.
You can go in and delete all this.
Yeah, no, I just like
make that shit up.
No, I just like to. Scat. Out of respect for scat, we're gonna leave it there. All right, guys, we are. We're struggling with the intro right now. If you can't tell, we're heading to South Carolina. We're going to B&B Chassis and Fab. We're gonna check out Hank. This is a long-awaited. A lot of people have been asking questions about it. A couple updates on the John Doc Facebook page. If you aren't on the John Doc Facebook page, you're a loser. So if you are on there, you've seen a couple updates, but this is the first time we're gonna have it on video. Go down there, hang out with Larson, get fitted in the car, and I think we're picking it up next week. So if you guys know my history with chassis shops, I've had 3 solid builds get killed in the chassis shop, each spend over a year there. So probably a combined total of 4 years just on 3 cars in chassis shops. Spent probably, I don't know, 50, 60, 70,000, more than that on cars.
A lot more than that.
Probably over 100,000. What do you say?
Yeah, over 150.
Over, damn, that bad?
Yeah.
I was spending all of my money. All I wanted to do is build a car start to finish, have it on the YouTube channel as like a normal stock car, and then end up being like a nice badass race car. And my man Larson down at B&B Chassis and Fab, first one to do me right, and on a full build like that. There are other chassis shops that we use. Matt Fab does a great job for us. Chris Herring and the guys, HRT Unlimited, they do an absolutely amazing job for us. So we thank all the chassis shops. But as far as taking a car there, saying, hey, we're going to turn this into a race car, Larson is the only one. Kept his timeline, kept the budget, and did an absolutely outstanding job. So I've been seeing pictures, so I kind of know what to expect, and it's killer, and I'm excited. And every other new edge out there is about to get mopping the floor with them. Joey with what they call him, Baby Karma.
Yeah.
Is that it? And then Lil Kodak, done. I mean, they might as well sell that shit. They might as well park it, give it up. Just lots of sore asses coming in the future.
If you're a new edge and you got a stock block.
No, I mean, they could have whatever block. They could have a damn Rolls-Royce jet engine. I don't really care. I mean, they could have a thruster off SpaceX. It don't matter. But we're looking to come out here and mess up people with the stock block stuff. And then eventually it'll have a hot rod motor in there, and we'll try to go fast with it. But this is just going to be a good LS powered car we can take to our old school tracks we used to race at a lot, the Red Springs, the Ricos, the Galot Thursday nights, and try to expand, because there's other cars that are just tough to race frequently. So I'm excited. Well, we got a 4-hour ride ahead of us. Get there at about 11, and it'll be your first. Oh, you guys have probably seen Larson on the videos before, because we were with him in South Carolina working on Slick Rick. But I don't know if you guys paid attention or remembered, but you guys will meet Larson again today, and absolutely amazing dude. Been nothing but great to work with, so I'm very excited. Anything you want to add?
It's gonna be 200 mile an hour the whole time we're there.
Love it, love it, love it. I'm very type A. I like my personality. I'd say he's very type B.
Yeah.
And
hopefully he lets us record.
No, I already told him
at his driveway.
I already told him we're recording. He's a wild man. I love him. Does an absolutely amazing job. Just great people. All right, y'all, we made it down here to Larson's. Real quick, before we run in there, I just had to show off the work truck. Finally got my wheels in for the work truck. Ride's great. Shout out to Tyler and Mason and myself. We got it all mounted on there. Nasty Speed Performance. You're looking for wheels, tires, for anything you got. But we are here, B&B Chassis and Fabrication, Aiken, South Carolina. My man Larson is an absolute beast. I already went in here. I looked at the car. So we went over everything. I'm blown away with everything, but now I'm gonna pretend like it's my first time seeing it here and be like, oh my God, this thing looks badass. Dude, this thing right here is gangster. I told the people at home, we already been through it head to toe, front to back. I'm blown away. No disrespect by saying you've exceeded my expectations. I had high expectations, but you exceeded my already high expectations with just quality craftsmanship, care, and the overall product is absolutely gangster. So for you guys that don't know Larson, that you've been on the channel before, Darlington, House of Hook. You were helping us with Slick Rick, get everything all ironed out, and really took this. This is like a completely different car.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the shell, really. Just
yep.
That's all that's left.
That's right.
So I guess your shop, your work. Give them the grand tour.
Roll around.
Talk about it a little bit.
We basically snubbed the front end.
Took all the sheet metal out. Took about 45 pounds off the front with the aprons, sheet metal. Made everything 4130 tubing. So chrome moly.
This right here, like cut the strut towers out. Never had that done before.
That's right.
So that right there is like
that's
next
a little
level.
different. So and it takes weight off. A lot of guys do them different. They, you know, I'm trying to keep it to where you're not class friendly. So we left the tops there. A little more work to do that, but we did it. So from there we went into basically a 25.5 car, and we basically built a floor system under the 25.5. So anyway,
it's got bars everywhere.
That's right. That's right. So
Gangster.
It's got enough bars in there to be safe. You know, we care about what we do here. So you know, our first and foremost is safety. So we want the driver safe. If something happens, it can happen. We're trying to go fast. So you know, anything can happen. So I want John around for a long time. So
we all appreciate that.
Yeah. So there's a couple of redundant bars. So the original cage was put in, so they run everything above the floor pan.
Yep.
So then we went below the floor pan with a superstructure for the floor, which supports the 4-link stuff in the back of the car.
I kind of made it more challenging because
it was already half done.
Yeah, we kind of changed course. It was going to be like just torque boxes. I already had a 25.5 done, and then we're here, let's 4-link it. And so maybe a little bit more work, so I do apologize, but like...
But that's what we do. So
the finished product is unreal.
You know, and this is cool for me because this is really the first time that I can talk about what I do, because I primarily build grudge cars. So you know, not a lot of people know we're out here. So, but you know, we do some pretty fast stuff. So
the bars in this thing,
what we do.
Back half, unbelievable.
Yeah. So hey, let's look. I could ease this off.
I'm gonna turn my phone on. Dude, the one time I don't have my stream light, look at the bars in here. This thing right here is absolutely insane.
It takes that to do it repetitively over and over and over, you know what I'm saying? So
look at that. We stepped it up a lot from what this thing was before.
Straight up. Grab the deck lid right here. Yep.
Logan clocking in.
So you set her up right there. Ain't gonna hurt a thing. So we got all this. You know, you had to build a tree because these cars, you know, they don't have anything to mount a parachute on. So
first new edge too, by the way.
Yeah, first new edge. So didn't know where we were going. So you know, not knowing weight wise, you know what we could get off. And there's still a lot of stock car there. So
do we dare tell? We don't tell them the weight.
No, we don't tell them the weight.
We'll tell them it weighs 2,000 pounds rolling.
Yeah, rolling.
2,500 maybe rolling. Yeah. That's what it weighs.
Anyway, but built tubs. You know, you can see the floor triangulation bars in there. So we got everything gusted up. Parachute brackets gusted.
For the people at home, right? There was nothing back here when you started. It was empty. It was open.
It was actually a piece of sheet metal.
Piece of sheet metal.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And all this stuff.
I cut 3 pieces to get out because it's so damn heavy. Yeah.
We weren't worried about weight. Pretty much from here back, right? It was just skin.
That's right.
And then everything else is all custom.
And we're about to go in the air with it, so we'll get a little pick underneath.
Here we get a view of the separation.
Yeah.
Look at that. Dude, beautiful. Oh my God. And one thing that I will say you killed it with, I'm somewhat picky with it, is the offset, right? Of how far the wheel is in the fender.
Well, we did it the right way because you had the wheels first.
Yes, so explain that. Explain the process.
So I could set the car up, put my wheels like I wanted them to sit, take a measurement, and then make everything to the measurement of the car. So then the end product, you know, it looks like it's supposed to. I mean, our tires aren't way tucked up under. It's like when we get a track, we ain't got to worry about where we're going in the groove because our tires are where they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah. So under here we took a rear end that was in a little small mishap.
So this is the bad apple rear end.
Yep.
So it was in a wreck. It was all bent up.
That's right.
Before I brought it to you, we spent a day and we cut all the factory Mustang brackets off of it.
That's right.
And it was like, let's see if we could reuse it. So you had to do some loving just to make it work.
Just some loving. So I took it on my table over there and we clamped it on the table, put a little spring in it and sprung everything kind of back. And I think we got it pretty close. There's a little difference from front to back, you know, but I mean, we got majority of it out. It is level across. Anyway, but yeah, you can see under here we got double gusseted brackets, you know, the anti-roll bars up inside the car, and it's encapsulated in tubing top and bottom, front and back. So basically it's kind of a bear to get in and out, but we want it that way so if we get loose bolts or, you know, any kind of play in the mechanisms that hold it in there, the bars are going to support it. So we put the wishbone on top.
The wishbone on top,
wishbone on top.
Huge deal.
You know, anyway, that just makes it easier when you're at the track. If you need to swap a ring gear out or change ratios or whatever, you can just get to the chunk a lot easier. Yep. You don't have to remove it to get it in and out. So got 1.5 inch 4-link bars top and bottom, so we shouldn't get any flex on the bottom bars. We use these nice 4-link brackets from Florida that's adjustable. That's really nice. So
same ones that are on Slick Rick.
Take this little bolt loose here and you can slide this guy up and down wherever. So quick change. Of course, you see we just got mocked up. So but I got NAS bolts and everything. So NAS bolts in the back, NAS bolts here.
And this is one thing I just want to mention real quick, because we're having an issue with Slick Rick. Look at all the adjustment on the rear housing.
This is a true small tire rear bracket. So that's my standard bracket that I use on all my small tire stuff. So from the top hole to the bottom hole on this bracket, you got about 15.5 inches across the back of the rear end. Wow. So if you got a low horsepower and you're fighting it, this is kind of your answer. You know, you could spread this guy, you know, real wide in the back and get you a lot of little leverage. So, but it works good because we can get a number here in several different places and move it around on the rear end so we don't pick the front end up. So a lot of folks don't realize when you find your actual pushing point, you kind of want to keep that same. You know? So and then you just manipulate how, you know, the car manipulates that. So
hey, just look at the bars. That's what I'm saying. Look at the bars.
So everything's good and rigid, you know. And I use, you know, I use a lot of big bars, little bars, you know, thin wall, you know. So a lot of these little gussets and stuff, they're not really thick bar, you know, because it doesn't have to be. Now this is, but this doesn't have to be. So, you know, and that's how we save weight, you know. So we, you know, build blocks and squares and
screw
them up. So,
beefy anti-roll bar.
Yep, it's got a 3-inch anti-roll bar. You can see it right here. There's a picture right there. But man, 7/8 tubes, chromoly joints. So Cameron does a good job on them guys. So,
so we got the wishbone and the anti-roll bar from Cameron Johnson Race Cars. So, I think these are Dan Newman 4-link brackets.
Newman, that's right.
Yeah, so, he definitely cuts them on a CNC, not on a water jet or anything that.
That's right.
But Larson knows. Spent a little bit of time there.
A little bit of time there, but it's a good system, and playing with it on my board over here. That's where I plot a lot of stuff on my little board there. You can see all my little sketches. So you know, they work pretty good. So I can get my pushing points like I want. So and you'll see that's kind of a rough setup for where we're at now. That would kind of be like a first shot, you know. So of course it's not square, everything's still loose, so I still need to square it up.
Bar length center to center, what are we at?
Right now this is back is like 12.5, front is like 6. Okay. So and then I got about 3 inches angle on the bottom bar from rear up.
And all of that stuff, because I've been talking about 4-link stuff a lot on the channel, all that's dictated by weight, center of gravity, horsepower. There's so many factors.
Everyone be like a rough, and then we would go from there.
Everyone be commenting, they're like, John, why don't you just stop trying to do it yourself? And
every car's different.
I'm not really trying to do it myself. I'm very lucky to have a great Rolodex of resources and people that are knowledgeable, but it's not, there's just not one bar angle that works.
No. If you talk to any big chassis guy, they'll tell you it always works around the power that you're working with. So like with Slick Rick, I mean, you got 6,000 horsepower there that you're trying to hook on a little baby bicycle tire, basically. You know, so, you know, it's always been described to me as a pro model bicycle tires is what you're running with Slick Rick. And, you know, what's going on there, I mean, you just got more power than a lot of people's ever really dealt with. So it's just different. There's a learning, you know, and the thing about it is if you're not really careful, you get in trouble really fast. And that's what I'm trying, you know, with you is to not. If that thing gets up in the back, I mean, it's gonna fly. You know, and we see it every year at Ducks Race. I mean, somebody flies over the damn scoreboard. So you know, we don't want to do that.
No.
You know, so you know, you just got to tippy toe when you got that much power.
As much as we love having a car down here, the goal is not to have a car down here getting repaired.
No.
That's the
no.
goal.
Well, I don't want anybody in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, and it can happen.
Yep.
You know, so you know, when you go sub 3.0s, 330s, I mean, a lot of stuff can happen, because that means about a 330 you're running 100 mile an hour easily.
100%.
You know, so
as far as this goes, horsepower wise, definitely.
I'm not worried about any
definitely
horsepower.
not as much as Slick Rick.
You could put the motor out of Slick Rick in here.
This stuff's. I've never had like a small block car with a chassis like this behind
It's going to be different for you because it's going to be under you.
We're going to be able to hit it like before we'd roll with chassis issues. We're going to be able
roll
to
with it. That's right. You know, 1.0. 98, 99, 60 foot. That's what I'm looking at out the gate. So
Logan's all small. I said Logan's my toughest critic. So if Logan approves, that's saying something.
That's right.
What do you got to say, Logan?
I like it.
Yeah.
He's done a killer job on it.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
So,
look at all
but
the
here's the floor
structure
system. So anyway, getting back to that guy. So I got, this would be basically your subframe connectors. I do them a little different, you know, because we try to get as much weight out of the car as we can. So basically, you know, we tie these into the rocker panel and we sleeve the front end so it can't move. So anyway, some of this needs to be cleaned up, neatened up, but you know, that's fine. It's under the car, can't nobody see it but the ants. So but anyway,
hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. So
dude, this thing is
all
awesome.
this will be painted when we get done. This is just self-etch primer. So cool thing about self-etch, Logan, if you're ever doing this and you're going to be a minute, you can weld right through it.
My car was done this way.
You can weld right through it. So you know, it keeps your metal kind of clean, and you can go right through it with a weld. So
it looks awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have some seat mounts in here. When we get done, we'll have seat mounts.
Passenger seat mounts, which is
drive shaft tubes in here. So this one will be behind and removable. This one will slide in on tubes here, and then the shifter will be on top. And then we got basically an internal belly pan style, you know, tunnel, like a round tunnel. It's right here. So this guy will snap in there to enclose the drive shaft tube. And then on the front drive shaft loop, I'll probably put a piece like as far as the like a little tube there to catch it if the universal joint comes loose. The pins can't go through your legs. So I normally take about 4 inches or so and weld to the back of it. So you kind of got a little
the U joints
guard there.
Someone just popped a U joint and it looks gnarly when they let go.
Oh yeah, it's like it's getting shot with a shotgun. You know, I mean,
I'd love to avoid that for the rest of my life. You know.
So, but you know, the reason that's not in is I don't have the engine placement yet, so I want those in line with the drive shaft. So we got 2.5 on each side.
Awesome.
So but yeah,
dude, this thing here has far exceeded my expectations, and it's just like the little things too. I think I texted you. I said, hey, I think I want to trim the back bumper. You know, because I like the pro mod look. And you trimmed the back bumper. Not only did you trim it, you supported it. It looks awesome. Cause I like when this thing's sitting down at ride height, you get a little bit of the shock showing, the rear end showing. You get to show off some of the work.
That's right.
You know, that's kind of how I look. I mean,
what'd you call it, Jordan? BBL. BBL.
Yeah, that's it.
BBL.
That's it right there. I mean, dude, it's gangster. Sitting on the start line, it goes out and starts to separate. You're just staring at the shocks from the start line. I mean, beautiful work. Never not enough time to show it off. So.
So a lot of folks don't really pay attention to a lot of stuff, but so we have gussets everywhere. You know, we even have them on the top to keep the top standing up. So you know, have filler plates in. You know, see the little filler plates?
Oh yeah.
So, you know, I mean, and that really makes a difference when you're going to try to do this time and time and time over and over and over, you know. Sometimes you don't realize you get flexes, and so we try to eliminate all that, you know, so you get the same result every time. If you do the same thing, it does the same thing. If you make an adjustment, it's going to show you an adjustment. That's what we're trying to do. That's when you know your car's under you. When you make an adjustment and you see it, then you know, okay, hey, I'm working with something. You know, if you make an adjustment and don't see it in the car, something's wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
You know,
look at that.
Everything's clicking together.
All the double frame rail back here. All the tin work is beautiful on it as well. I'm not allowed to take I'm not allowed to punch it out like an air duct.
No.
I was told I'll get my ass whooped if I do that. Big tubs in there. I mean, dude, everything. It looks absolutely awesome.
And we got the tub as high as we could get it, and just kind of, you see where it kind of flattens off at the top. That's against the bottom of the quarter pound. So you know,
it looks awesome.
You got windows. Logan, you gotta hate me for that, but that's the only thing we could do, man. I couldn't go nowhere else with it.
No, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
But everything, once
I think how it's hidden away, it looks
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
nobody.
it's there. It's out of the way. It's going to do
Somebody's
its
gonna pull up
job.
in here and
And,
be like,
yeah.
"Where's the anti roll?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell people we don't run an anti-roll bar.
Yeah,
that's right.
We just got the shock so dialed in, we don't even need one.
Yeah. But once that panel goes in, I mean, everything's going to seal up really good. So nothing in the trunk.
Yep.
So, you know, nothing should get in the cab. So.
And then the crazy part about all this, I mean, this is like a very high-level radial car. We're putting 2 seats in it,
That's
which
right.
is just odd.
Right along.
It's odd, right?
And I'm going to take John for the first ride.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you could get me in the passenger seat.
I'm making ride pass.
I'm a terrible rider, that's for sure.
Hey, he won't ride with me after we go to town in a little while.
But man,
So, yeah.
it is absolutely beautiful.
We're trying to do a lot we supposed to, though. You know,
It is.
I mean, we give a shit about what we do.
It is gorgeous. So it's got a couple different colors on it right now. I tried to make it as challenging for Larson as possible. He had to go to the junkyard and get some pieces. And like one thing he did is he mounted the bottom of the front quarter panel here so it stays here permanently. So you zeus it on so when you're taking the front end on and off, it's not dragging against the wheel and tire, makes it much easier to get. It's just the little things like that. The tree up front is absolutely, it fits like a glove. It's braced well. I mean, the front end goes on like a piece of cake. And then
Yeah, y'all like that, right?
dude, oh yeah, it is. That is. You don't realize how important having a front end that goes on easy
Gotta
is.
go on and off.
Every single pass, it's coming on and
pass.
off.
That's right.
So it's awesome.
And I feel like if I can do it by myself or Jordan can do it by himself, 2 people is no problem at all.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's what we try to do is, you know, and sometimes it's aggravating, you know, especially like with my car, I wrecked it. So then I put the front end back together. So some of the holes are off, you know, but I mean, it is what it is, you know, at the end of the day, you know, yeah, it's coming off every pass. So
Yeah.
it's got to be easy. You
Dude,
know,
this
just
thing
like
here-
this, when you get in here to do this, you know, this will snap out. Drive shaft tunnel's gonna be there, so
Yep.
you know, yeah, not bad for a little beater.
Dude, crazy, crazy. This has far exceeded my expectations. I'm so stoked about it, and just the attention to detail and all the little things. And like we were talking about, like when I get this thing back, it's. I mean, I'm gonna be building a turbo kit, wiring it, plumb it, paint it. I mean,
And then we going.
It's
We gotta go.
It is absolutely amazing job. I've been to many different chassis shops, unfinished work, pick the car up, go to another chassis shop. The open-ended promises you have, I mentioned on the way down, working with you has been nothing but an absolute pleasure.
That's what we wanna do.
Communication is key.
Yeah,
Communication was
that's right.
great. Send me pictures, updates, everything.
That's right.
Can't recommend. Now I don't want to over-recommend you and then be like, hey, I can't get
Well,
in
we're
now.
growing. I mean, we
No.
want to grow. I mean, but like I'm semi-retired, so you know, I want to do 4, 5, 6 cars a year.
Yeah.
You know, and then do service work in between.
Yep.
You know,
Some of the little stuff. Here, like a back half here and there.
You know, brake kits and I mean some of the simple stuff that Jordan can do that we can knock out in 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean this is my passion. So
But you could tell
know,
when you put your heart and a lot of pride into it, it shows.
That's right. That's right.
shows.
And I mean, you know, I got more going on, so you know, just what I do.
Dude,
You know?
awesome.
So,
Well, I'm excited. Logan, are you excited?
Hell yeah.
If Logan, I'm telling you, I don't think you understand. If you can make Logan happy, we're doing something. So Logan
well,
gives
I'm
it the
glad.
thumbs up.
You know, I want y'all to have a good product. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what we like to do.
And the good
you
thing
know.
with this is we're going to see you at the racetrack with it.
Oh yeah.
So
oh, yeah.
a lot more to come.
My car, you know, I mean, like me and a lot of folks don't know, but me and Scotty Ray's really tight. So Scotty does a lot of tuning for me. Scotty helps you some.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, I mean, we're going to be at the same races doing, you know, I mean, you know, doing what we do, you know.
Awesome.
So,
Well, I'm
you know.
stoked. Every single stock block car in the Carolinas, Georgia, wherever, they are going to have, a lot of sore asses. A lot of sore asses.
Yeah,
A lot of
so,
sore asses.
you know, yeah, hopefully get it all knocked in the head and get to the track and everything works, you know.
Awesome.
So we're good.
Well, you guys, if you guys need to get up with Larson for anything, I'm going to put all of his info down in the description below. B&B Chassis and Fab down here in Aiken, South Carolina. You guys see the quality work. I'm absolutely blown away. And it's awesome. And
hey, and by the way, we do no mild steel, period. Okay, everything is chromoly / titanium / aluminum. We don't do any mild steel.
None.
We're not equipped to do mild steel, so if you want mild steel, I'm not your shop.
yeah, you got to
So,
take it somewhere else. And if
you
you're
know,
trying to budget
yeah.
to race with mild steel stuff,
sorry.
probably
Yeah,
just go get
sorry.
your Jegster cage and your Jegs back half and weld
That's
it in
right,
yourself.
that's right.
Go to Harbor Freight and get the MIG welder. But
There's a guy under a tree somewhere. I promise that I'll oblige you. Yeah.
All his information is going to be down in the description below, so check him out. But make sure you leave some room for me. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
This thing, I'm blown
speed,
away.
right?
And we got some other stuff lined up in the future. Like Scott's
Yeah.
car is going to get a back half. I have a whole nother project I haven't even talked to you about, which is like my heart and soul.
Okay.
So
we're down for whatever.
We'll
I
talk
mean,
about that
you
in
know,
the future.
we
but man,
we try to do what we're supposed to do. Yeah, we're not, you know, we're just a two-man shop.
Dude,
so
awesome.
but we both give a shit about what we do.
Awesome.
So
well, I know the viewers have been asking, what's up with Hank? What's up with Hank? Here's your Hank update. By far the biggest change ever, going from dropping the car off at the chassis shop to our first update video.
That's right.
Because normally
That's
it's like, all right, they cut it out. So
I don't think people realize either that it was a bolt-in 6-point originally with stock boxes, and now
race car.
4-link race car.
Race car. With a street car. Passenger seat. Duh.
passenger
Come
seat,
on.
street car.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're going to head out of here so you can get back to work. The car is absolutely awesome. Can't wait to get the call when it's done. Come down here, pick it up. Turbo kit, wire it, motor in there, paint it. Go straight to cracking skulls.
That's right.
That's it. So awesome.
Had a lot.
Awesome.
That's right.
And I don't know what it is with our builders, but they sure do love them some wasp nest. What do you think, Seth?
That's insane.
Every shop we go to.
All